Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, as I always say, it's a Wednesday, so we got a bit of a random video. In today's video, I'm going to be saying, all in my opinion, the best England side that have the best chance to win the Euros, basically. If you're new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, like I said, it's only my opinion, so you might have completely different opinions. Put that in the comment section below, anybody you would change around. And yeah, I think we just should get straight into the team. So, starting off in goal, there's a few options. There's Dean Henderson, there's Jordan Pickford, there's a couple of others, but the main one that I'm going to go with is Nick Pope. I think even though Burnley haven't had an amazing season, Nick Pope has been really, really solid. He might have made a couple of mistakes, but I still think out of the options we have, he's probably up there with, well, I would say he's the best and the most consistent in goal. So I'm going to go with him, and I think he could really pull through for this England side. Moving on to the right back now, there's a few options I could go with. There's Arnold, there's James. I do think there's more. There's Wan-Bissaka. But I'm going with Arnold. I think it's kind of obvious, but I know Liverpool haven't been playing amazingly this season, but I think if Arnold can pick up his form and can go back to his old self, he'd be amazing for this England side and would definitely be the best right back offer. But it is just down to form at the end of the day and confidence and all that. But if I'm going off all these players in very good form, Arnold is in there for me. Moving on to the centre backs now, I've gone with John Stones just because of how good he's been this season with Diaz, and I think this season he's probably been the best England centre back. I do think Mings is definitely up there. Like, he could get in there, or Cody or anything like that. But I've gone with Stones as the first option for a centre back, and Maguire for the second option. I think Maguire maybe not had an amazing season, but still been reasonably solid, and is also always performs quite well. And how do I explain this? He always just scores a lot. He's seemingly quite a goal scorer for England, as well, especially in the World Cup. I think him and Stones are typically goal scorers in a way in corners, so that would be definitely an aerial threat, but defensively as well, very solid and very compact, and hopefully it could do a job at centre-back, and I think the best centre-back pairing we have at the moment. Moving on to left-back now, I think this season he's made it kind of obvious. Yes, it could be Saka, a youngster. Yes, it could be... Who else could it be? Chilwell. But I've gone with Luke Shaw. I think this season he's definitely made it clear how good he really is, and showing that he is one of the best left backs possibly in the world, you could argue. Not the best, but up there. But I think this season he's just shown how good he is, and if he keeps the form that he's playing, he would do an amazing job for England in this team. Oh yeah, I'm playing a 4-3-3 with 2 centre mids and a CDM, just because it's an easy formation to work with, and we play it sometimes. Moving on to the CDM spot now, I've gone with Jordan Henderson. There's a lot of good centre mids that we have. I could have put in Declan Rice here. He could have been a good option. But I've gone with Jordan Henderson just for the leadership he shows, and just for the, I don't know, he's just a very solid captain, and he probably should be our captain. I mean, it's either him, Kane or Maguire, I guess. But I think it should be Henderson just because of his leadership. And I think he's very compact and solid, and he would back Stones and Maguire, like he'd help them a lot. So I've gone with him. Yeah, I could have put in Rice, but personally I just think Henderson would do a bit more for the team. Moving on to the 2 centre mids now. Neither of them are really centre mids. They're both cams, but we just have 3 amazing cams. 4 if you count Phil Foden. I count him, so I guess 4. So the first one I've gone with is Mason Mount. I think it's harsh that I've left out Maddison and Foden, but I've gone with Mason Mount. I might as well say it, not Mason Greenwood, Grealish. I've gone with Grealish as well, just because of Mount has been very solid this season for Chelsea. Another good season, maybe not as good as his last season, but still a very good season, and has really carried Chelsea in a way. When they were on their lowest depths, he was still playing very well. And now the whole team's playing well, and he's still playing well. So it's just showing that he can do it even if the team aren't playing well. And Grealish, I've gone with just because it's kind of obvious. He's had an amazing season and has also carried Aston Villa quite a bit. Hasn't really been getting as many goals or assists recently, but he's still on his day an amazing player and would definitely get into my England squad. That is very hard to say, saying I'm a West Brom fan. But yeah, they are my two centre mids / cams. And let's move on to the attack now. I will start off with the right wing position. I'm trying to think of who else I could have picked. I've gone with Sancho. I'm trying to think of who else I could pick. Off the top of my head, Hudson-Odoi could do a job there. Curtis Jones, possibly. But they're two youngsters. I know Sancho's quite young as well, but he's proven himself recently. And I guess throughout a lot of the past few seasons now. And has really shown that he's a solid footballer. And if he comes back to England, it'll be interesting to see if he can do it in England. But I think Sancho is a very good option for us and is the best right mid we have at the moment. And is the only non-Premier League player that I've got in this team, as we don't have many really good regional players. Moving on to left wing spot, we've got a few options I could have here. I could put Saka here. I could put Hudson-Odoi here. I could put Rashford here. I could put probably a few other players I'm forgetting. But I've gone with Sterling. I think Sterling for England normally plays very well. Even if he doesn't always score, he's normally quite consistently good and has been around for quite a while now. So he's definitely got that England experience. And it's just been showing this season that he's had another great season this season and that he's still an amazing player. So I've gone with him over the likes of every other option just because he's proven himself a bit more this season to me. But we've got a very good bench lined up for the left wings. I'm not going to go through the bench. But yeah. Moving on to the final position now. I've gone with Harry Kane. This is very obvious. I think we have some amazing strikers in Calvert-Lewin, Danny Ings on his day. Jamie Vardy on his day. I'd say one more, Mikel Antonio on his day. But I've gone with Harry Kane just because he's one of the most prolific goal scorers in the world and is just an amazing striker and always seems to bag for England and is on track to probably beat Shearer's record eventually. But we probably won't be getting into that anytime soon. But yeah, Kane, easy choice. And yeah, that is my 11. Like I said, if you don't agree with anything, put that in the comment section below. Like the video if you did indeed like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.